Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome, beautiful people. I hope everybody's having a lovely day. Let me know when you're here. Say hello. It's super late over here in Germany. So, welcome back to our conscious champagne chats. And today, I actually do have a tiny little bit of champagne that I'm allowed to drink after surgery. That I have because we have something really amazing to celebrate in our family. We've always wanted to get a puppy, and today we signed the contract for our new puppy, and it's so cute, and we can't wait. We're gonna get it in about 9 weeks, I think. So my husband and I was like, okay, this is calling for a bottle of champagne. So I was like, okay, you need to leave a little bit because I need to take this to my conscious champagne chats. Hey, Christy, great to have you here. So when you guys are hopping on, let me know. This is I think it's number 2. And yesterday we talked all about selfishness and why becoming selfish. Hey, Abir, are you here? I did not know that. Hey, Christine. Hey, you guys. Yesterday we talked about why being selfish actually turns you into a better mom. Now, if you're watching this in the mom leadership group, go press the follow button. I will be going live between 9 and 10 p.m. Pretty much every day, or at least 4 times a week. That's my commitment. And you know how it is. Sometimes kids get in the way, life gets in the way, and it might not always be Monday to Thursday, but I will commit to 4 times a week. It's my commitment for the new year, basically. So if you're watching in the mom leadership group, make sure you click the follow button or like follow the group or whatever it's called. It's underneath the group banner, because then you will be notified and you don't have to worry about the time. If you watch this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. And if you watch it on our Facebook page, then just send us a like. Hey, Nympha, gosh, you guys are up in the middle of the night. It's amazing. It's amazing how you show up for yourself. So today, we're going to talk about monster mommy moments and why we have them, and actually why, if we're not being selfish, we have way more monster mommy moments that we want to have. And because really what happens is that your human is wired to actually want what it wants. And if you don't give your human what it wants and meet not even just talking the basic needs, which are, sleeping, eating, and giving it water. Like if we don't even meet our basic needs, which quite frankly, we often don't do as moms, like how many of us are sleep deprived, then it's very hard to move up. Those of you who are familiar of the Maslow hierarchy pyramid of needs, it's like you gotta meet your basic needs first before you can even move up to love and enlightenment and all that sort of stuff, right? So the problem is when we do not meet our needs and when we don't really pay attention to what we want right here and what we need right here, we get easily triggered. And who triggers us the most? Very often, it actually is our kids. Yeah, sleep and good food. I mean, that's like the basic recipe, but how often do we go through the day, right? And you're like 5 hours later and you're like, oh my God, I didn't even, I forgot to eat or I didn't drink. We do not love our humans, you guys. We do not love our humans. You gotta start loving your human. But that's a topic for another day. So today, it's really about the monster mommy moments, right? Who triggers us the most is our kids very often, right? And it's so funny because before we became moms, we're like, I'm going to do this different. I'm going to do this and it's going to be so great. And all is going to be so great. And then your kids trigger the hell out of you, like the hell out of you. And you're like, oh my God, how did this happen? Like, how is it even possible that they can push my buttons so much? And I can tell you one of the things that I see where kids push our buttons the most is when they're being resistant, right? When you want them to do something and they are just being irrationally resistant and they just don't want to do it because they just have a whole bunch of emotions, you guys. And literally they don't have the logical brain capacity that we have. And so they're like these emotional bags, and they just push all our buttons. And so what happens is, because it's a moment of where we feel powerless, we feel helpless, and we don't know how to fix it. We just want it to go away. We want to fix it. We want it to go away. We start yelling, right? We start yelling. And then when we yell, what happens is we shame our kids very often. We judge them. We're like, "Wah, da, 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 da." We dump all the crap on them. It's like, well, you got to do is this, or why can you just not pull yourself together and do it? Da, 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 da. And then afterwards, after we've dumped our whole bunch of emotional garbage on them, we feel guilty afterwards, right? And we enter what I like to call the yell, shame, guilt cycle. And we don't know how to break this, right? We don't know how to break it. And so after one of these cycles, we're like, okay, I need to pull myself together. I'm not going to yell again. And we're like, make all these promises. And then the next day comes and they push your buttons again and you start yelling and you repeat the whole cycle again. And so what I want you to understand is, yeah, Christine, it's because they're the ones who always need something, right? And you know the button they're pushing on you, Christine, is you should not be needing something. Because think about it, the way we've been taught is like, I want to see you, like as kids in particular, it's great to see you, but don't be loud. Like, it's okay to be seen, but not to be heard. You should not be needing something. Don't get on my nerves. Like, that's very often what is sitting inside of us. And we will be talking a lot like how this works and over the next couple of conscious champagne chats that we're doing. Hey, Rita. And so here is the problem. Why this happens is because one of the very, very big misconceptions we have about emotions is that we believe that others cause emotions inside of us. So let me repeat that. We believe others cause emotions inside of us. Like, how often do we go and say, you just made me angry? You just did this, and because of that, I am blah, 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 blah. Hey, Ruby, right? So we believe others cause an emotion inside of us. But that is not the truth, you guys. It's not the truth. Scientifically, it's proven, scientifically speaking, and for those of you who are new to me, my background is in science. So I love researching this stuff and digging into this stuff. You create your emotions. It's very important to understand that you create your emotions. Nobody can make you feel anything. You create your emotions. They are literally just the end product of a biochemical reaction. You know, your brain constructs those emotions. Now, why should you care about this? The reason you should care about this is because we literally walk around in the world blind. We're blind, you guys. This is why our relationships are difficult. This is why parenting is difficult. This is why so many things are difficult, because we are so codependent, or we believe that other people cause all these things inside of us. But really, really, we are the ones that are creating it. And the reason we're creating it is based on, yes, the circumstances where we grew up, the experiences that have been shaping us through our lives, especially our upbringing. And that's why it's so important as we as parents start opening our eyes, because we are blind, you guys. We are literally blind. And when you open your eyes, your marriage will change. Like the level of relationship you have to your partner, the level of connectedness you have to your kids, the way you raise your kids, the way you view yourself is going to change completely. Because when you understand that you are the one that is creating the emotion, which in the first moment, I totally get it, sounds like, oh, what? Like, why are you putting the blame on me? I'm not putting the blame on you. But when you realize that you're the one that is creating the emotion, you can also uncreate it. And you also have the power to uncreate it. And furthermore, it will help you understand that when you have a monster mommy moment, it's not your kids. It's never the kids. It's never the other person. It's always the emotion that you are Your brain creates inside of you. Inside of you. And so the beautiful part about that is that we then can go and change it. And that is just so amazing. And so the way we change it is that we think about it of a garden, right? And let's say roses are your favorite flowers, and roses equal like the beautiful emotions that you want to have. Like we all want peace, we want harmony, we want connectedness. That's what humans want, right? If you don't nourish those roses, the weed is going to take over in the garden, right? And the weed right now are all these emotions that we want to get rid of, that we don't like, because they mess up our relationship, they mess up our behavior, they mess up a lot of things. But the thing is, if you don't start paying attention to them and keep looking at the emotions as somebody causing them inside of you, you are just going to keep watering those weeds in your garden, and it's going to grow more and more and more. And furthermore, we just pass it on and we teach our kids the same thing, which is not helping them to grow into, self-led, confident humans that can tackle on everything in this world, because they're relying on so much of what other people make them feel. We rely on that all the time, right? So for today, what I want you to think about is like, what is your default emotion? And so what I mean by that is really, what is your default emotion? So when you're like, think about, when something triggers you, right? Or when you have these moments that you enter your yelling, shame, guilt cycle. What is the default emotion you go to? Is it anger? Is it frustration? Is it resentment? Is it sadness? Is it disappointment? What is it? Like, I really want you to go and give that a thought, and then let us know in a comment what is your default emotion that you're going to, because the thing is, these kind of emotions are almost like an addiction to your body, right? Your body's going to keep creating them over and over because that's what is familiar to it. And so we're going to keep talking about that in the next couple of sessions too. And so for today, let us know what is your default emotion, because it's very important to identify that. And then tomorrow, we're going to start talking about what actually is mom leadership and how do you get it? Why is it helpful? Why do you need it? All right, my loves. Thank you for tuning in, and I will be seeing you back here tomorrow. Take care. Bye.